Welcome students. So let's continue with antidotes. So as we have discussed earlier, antidotes are the compounds which will nullify the effect of the poison substance. So let's see one by one how specific antidotes will be given to treat poisoning of any specific drug substance. So if there is poisoning of drugs such as carbon uh, chemicals such as carbon tetrachloride, radio contrast neuropathy drugs, or chloroform or paracetamol, then the antidote is acetylcysteine. And how does acetylcysteine help? What happens during poisoning of paracetamol, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, etc. is your liver needs some antioxidants which will come and bind to these compounds and eliminate it out from the body. So as there is high amount of paracetamol or chloroform, etc., the body needs high amount of antioxidants. So the best antioxidant in the body available is acetylcysteine, which is later converted into glutathione. So this particular acetylcysteine is replenishing the glutathione stores in the liver. That is, it is going to replenish the store of antioxidants in your body. The next indication or the next type of drugs are the choline esterase inhibitors, that is the organophosphorus insecticides. In this case, they are going to these cholinesterase inhibitors are going to come and bind to the muscarinic choline receptors. So we are giving atropine to the patient. So the atropine is also binding to the muscarinic cholinereceptors. So atropine is a more preferred over organophosphate insecticides. Hence atropine will come and block those receptor. It will not allow the acetylcholine esterase inhibitors such as the organophosphorus insecticides to come and bind to the muscarinic cholinereceptors. Then if there is poisoning of beta blocker drugs, in this case also atropine will be given, and this beta blocker receptors are going to reduce the heart rate. So atropine is going to come and block this action. Then the next type of drugs are drug induced movement disorders. Means there are some drugs of the autonomous nervous system which will stop the movement of the body because of blocking of the muscle receptors. So in this case the antidote is benzatropine. This benzatropine blocks the muscarinic cholinereceptors. In the same way, atropine is going to work in organophosphorus insecticides. Same way, benzatropine is going to work. Then the next type of drugs are hydrofluoric acid or fluoride drugs. In this case, calcium gluconate would be the preferred antidote because fluoride is the compound which is going to come in your blood and it is going to mess with all the systems. So if it gets absorbed in the blood, it is going to mess up all in the blood. So calcium gluconate would be given so that once calcium gluconate is absorbed, the gluconate is going to bind to the fluoride to give us fluoride gluconate, and calcium would be free in the calcium would be there in the body. If there is a bit of more calcium in the bloods, it's okay, but fluoride would be harmful to the body. Hence in this case calcium gluconate will help precipitation of fluoride ions and removal of that from the blood and the body. Then iron poisoning is also a very excessive amount of iron in the body can lead to problems in the body. So for that, the antidote is desfuroxamine, which is going to chelate to the ferrous ions, excessive ferrous ions in the body, and remove it out with the help of urine and excreta. Then the next indication is cyanide and its derivatives. For example, acrylonitrile is one of the compound which can be ingested by mistake or uh, with intention of poisoning oneself. So in this case, dicobalt EDTA is given. Is this EDTA is going to chelate it, as everybody knows EDTA is a chelating agent. This is going to form a non-toxic cobalt and cobaltocyanide compounds, and these will be eliminated with the help of urine and feces from the body, hence preventing poisoning from the cyanide. Then the next drugs are digitalis glycosides. Digitalis glycosides are obtained from these are naturally occurring compounds. So these are obtained from flowers such as dhatura, and these are very potent glycosides, and they work on the cardiac system of the body, cardiovascular system. They come and bind to the cardiac muscles and stop their functioning. So in this case, digoxin specific antibody fragments, which are known as FAB, are given to the patient. These will go and bind to the free digitalis glycoside in the plasma and will be excreted out in the urine. Then if there is poisoning of metals such as arsenic, gold, copper, lead and inorganic mercury, in this case dimercaprol is given. Dimercaprol's other name is BAL, that is British anti-levisite. In the same way, EDTA is going to bind to cyanides. So same way, dimercaprol is going to bind or chelate to the metal ion, and it is going to stop its poisoning. Then we have then the drug is ethylene glycol or methanol. So for that, ethanol or fomepizole are given. So ethanol and methanol, they both will compete for the specific enzyme, that is uh, acetaldehyde dehydrogenase, and the product from methanol, the when methanol gets converted, is acted upon by acetyl dehydrogenases, it gives formaldehyde, which is very toxic. And if ethanol is getting converted with the help of acetaldehyde dehydrogenase, then it is going to give uh, a safer compound, that is acetaldehyde, which can be removed out from the body. It is going to prevent the formation of toxic metabolite, that is the formaldehyde. Then if there is of then there of the compounds from benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines are drugs of the central nervous system. In this case, the antidote is flumazenil. This is a competitive drug for the benzodiazepine receptor. They both will compete to give the action. The next drug poisoning is folic acid antagonist, that is methotrexate or trimethoprim. In this case, folinic acid is given because that can help in bypassing the block of folate metabolism. Methotrexate and trimethoprim are going to block the folate metabolism, but folinic acid will not allow this block to happen. It will bypass this particular folate metabolism and prevent poisoning. Then next compounds are beta adrenoreceptor antagonist. In this case, glucagon is given. So this is helping in bypassing the blockage of beta adrenoreceptor, stimulates formation of the cyclic AMP and preventing its poisoning. Then again, beta adrenoreceptor antagonist poisoning can also be treated with the help of isoprenaline, which competes for the beta adrenoreceptors, hence preventing the poisoning of the beta adrenoreceptors antagonist. So these antagonists are going to get eliminated out from the body with the help of the liver. They are going to get metabolized and get eliminated via kidney, or that is from the urine or in the feces. So in this way, antagonist or agonist are the in this combination they will be helping in, if agonist is the poison then antagonist would be given, and if antagonist is the poison then agonist is given, and in the after some time the poisoning substance, that is antagonist, is going to get eliminated out from the body because of the normal mechanism of the body. Then if the again the poisoning is the paracetamol, so in this case methionine is given. Methionine is again going to replenish the depleted glutathione stores, that is, it is going to the antioxidants glutathione, it is going to replenish the stores of glutathione in the body. Then if the poison is opioid, in this case other types of drug is given, that antidote is given, that is naloxone. These both are competitors for the opioid receptors, and prevent naloxone will commence it to the opioid receptor and prevent the poisoning because of the opioid. Then antimuscarinic drugs. So in this case neostigmine would be given, which will inhibit the acetylcholine esterase and causing acetylcholine to accumulate at the cholinereceptors. So these muscarinic drugs are going to come and break down the acetylcholine esterase, so that is to be inhibited, so that is done by the help of neostigmine. Then if the drug is, or the poison substance is carbon monoxide, in this case oxygen would be given, which displaces the carbon monoxide from the binding site of the hemoglobin molecule. Then again, if there is heavy metal poisoning such as copper, gold, lead, elemental mercury and zinc, etc., in this case penicillamine is given. So this penicillamine is going to bind with this heavy metals and eliminate it out from the body. Then if the drugs are the condition because of the drug is like hypertension, that is increase in BP, blood pressure, because of the drugs such as beta adrenoreceptors. In this case phenoxybenzamine would be given, which will block the alpha adrenoreceptors in the body. Then again apart from phenoxybenzamine, phentolamine can also be given, which again competes and blocks the alpha adrenoreceptor in the body. Only change is that phenoxybenzamine is used when the action required is long, and phentolamine when the action required is short. Then if the drug such as coumarin or the warfarin or indanidione anticoagulants, so these are the types of blood thinners if these are the poison, then phytomenadione, that is vitamin K, is given. So vitamin K stores is depleted during poisoning of warfarin or anticoagulants. So in this case, vitamin this will help in replenishing the vitamin K stores. Then cholinesterase inhibitors such as organophosphorus insecticides. The antidote is pralidoxime, which is competitively reactive to the cholinesterases. Then beta adrenoreceptor agonist, ephedrine, theophylline, thyroxine. If these are the drugs, then propranolol should be given, which blocks this beta adrenoreceptor and not allow this agonists to come and bind to the site. Then if the poisoning substance is heparin, then protamine is the preferred antidote, which heparin and protamine bind to each other and neutralize each other. Uh, then if the drug or poisoning substance is thallium, which is present in rodenticides, so in this case potassium ferric hexacyanoferrate, or also known as Prussian blue, is given. So in so pot, how is it working? That is, potassium exchange for the thallium. So in it forms compound known as thallium ferric hexacyanoferrate, which can be eliminated from the body. Then if the substance is lead, in this case sodium calcium EDTA is given, which chelates to the lead ions and removes it out. Then lead or elemental and organic mercury is there, then unithiol is the preferred antidote, which again chelates to the metal ion. So this brings us to the end of the antidote part. In the upcoming lecture we will see about the poisoning, treating the poisoning of other specific chemicals.